Good afternoon and happy Arbor Day. My name is Richard Adkins. I'm the urban forester for the city of Tempe. And actually for me, every day is Arbor Day. The first Arbor Day was celebrated in Nebraska in 1872. J. Morton Sterling had the idea, and it's said that they planted 1 million trees that first Arbor Day. Celebrating Arbor Day is actually one of the main tenets of being a Tree City USA, something that Tempe has done for the last 24 years. So today we are actually in Kiwanis Park to celebrate Arbor Day, and you're going to help me virtually plant this bonita ash. Now, bonita ash is a variation of the local Arizona ash and actually one of my favorites. So the city of Tempe manages 29,000 trees on city maintained property. 19,000 of those trees are in parks and around our city facilities, or 10,000 are along our streets and bike and walking trails. So as we're going to start to plant the tree, you've obviously chosen some nice healthy stock from your local nursery and the location that you want to plant it. You've made sure that it's around no utilities, either underground or overhead. So one of the most important things we need to think about is not planting a tree too deep. That's usually one of the biggest problems. So I like to find where the root flare is, and that's the transition between the trunk of the tree and to the roots. That's where your ground level needs to be. So I have dug this hole so that I am just about right above the ground level for the root collar of the tree. So you want to always take your container off. I've already looked at the bottom, and so I always want to go around and I want to look for any type of roots that are either damaged and or girdling, because a girdling root will actually strangle the tree over a period of time. And a girdling root is something that's going around in a circle. I mean, the trees have been in containers, so that's something you want to check. So I just like to go around, and you can use a knife, you can use your hand. You know, really, it's really nice to get your hands in there and tease the roots out. It really makes you feel one with the tree. And just, you know, so that the roots can grow into the soil that's you know, backfilling around the trunk. Right, an easy way to measure that it's not too deep is either use a rod or a stick, or you can even use the back of a shovel to lay across the hole from side to side, and then you can see and make sure that you're planting at the correct depth. All right, so then you're really ready to plant. You've checked the roots, the depth is right. And it's always good to plant it with water. You never want to really dry plant a tree, because all of the surrounding soil it'll suck all the moisture away from the roots. And the water helps settle the soil down to get rid of the air pockets that are around the tree. So while you've got the water going, we just start backfilling all the way around. A young tree like this is going to want probably 25 to 30 gallons every time you water it for the first couple of weeks. I would water it this time of year probably 2 or 3 times a week. And then going into the summer, probably back down to 2 a week, especially for a new tree like this. And what you want to be careful not to do is just put soil back up on top of the root ball, because that just plants it too deep again. So you basically want to just fill it right back up to where the top of the soil surface is. When you're planting a new tree, you always got to remove the nursery stake. When I talk about the nursery stake, this is the stake that came with the tree from the nursery. So all it will do is futurely damage the tree. So you really need to remove the nursery stake. And if extra support system is needed, then you put in some extra stakes, one on each side, to support it. It's really, really important. I cannot emphasize more. You really need to take the nursery stake off. And you can see that the water has soaked through the root ball. I can see it at the bottom of the hole there. So with that, we're just about finished. It's always nice to top it off with a little bit of thick composted mulch. It just gives you a nice final dress. So with that, we're just about finished with this little bonita ash. It's going to grow, be healthy here in Kiwanis Park. I invite you in the future to come meet me. We'll sit in the shade and enjoy the benefits. With that, happy Arbor Day Tempe.